Welcome everyone, welcome back again to a deep dive analysis to technical patterns with respect to liquidities and imbalances. So what are we looking at? Gold. So we have seen an amazing, short sellers and bears are controlling the markets over a couple of days. But if you look at the charts with respect to monthly candle, these are the two probabilities I'll be looking for, and I'm just taking you through the monthly candle overall biases. We can see a massive liquidity which has formed from 3451 levels and all the way rallied up to 3269. We got a good opportunity to short from 3700, let's say, this one. So 3374, from 3374 all the way $100 move has happened all the way to 3274. I was watching and what could be the next rally, next movement, and with respect to this possible setup which has reversed after the NFP, I would say the rally has already begun from 3274 levels after sweeping into all these higher lows which has taken out. But on a structural break, if you see from the weekly perspective, this is with respect to tapping into the internal POI. When I say internal POI, the point of interest for many institutions would have entered long here. So what I am interested in this particular week, there is a high probability which I am seeing with respect to the charts. People holding the long biases have to be very careful with respect to gold. This is one of the probabilities which I look into. Personally, if you look at the gold on a monthly time frame charts, and if I just remove all these drawings, when the market is forming a liquidity which is untapped like this, more probabilities are there to tap into these liquidities. When I say these levels, it is a higher probability with respect to the volume is getting increased. So on a weekly time frame, you can see that massive trap on sellers. Most weak players would have got out with respect to gold pushing higher all the way up to 3362. But when I discussed with one of our colleague, the 10-15 minutes movement or within 2 hours movement, we have seen from 3303 the push has happened within 3 to 4 candles all the way up to 3352. But from 52, that market got into struggle where the institutional players have booked their profits. Mostly they would be holding their positions from 3294 levels or below than 94, and closed their positions. With respect to retailers, have pushed the market towards upside. That's what I can see from the charts. Okay, these are all assumptions and the probabilities, so make sure that you take it in that sense. But with respect to 4-hour candle, which is going to open in next 2 hours, right? So in the next 2 hours, if the market is opening all the way down 3288 and low, I won't be surprised, because that's the possibility which I see. And if I get an opportunity opening down and that 15-30 minutes candle, the 30 minutes candle high is going to be my stop loss. This is how the probability comes in, and a sharp sell-off could happen within next 2 hours of the opening. Then followed by London might consolidate. These are all the equal high and low probabilities where I'm seeing myself with respect to a candle pushing, opening somewhere here and pushing all the way high and then dumping into these levels and then forming an equal highs like this, and then we have a sharp sell-off on the some days like a Wednesday or Thursday. We might get one more opportunity where we can short into these levels and then dumping into the weekly POI, which is 3100 or 3091 levels. So this is one probability which I'm highly interested to take a short position. Let's say if I'm with the bulls, okay? So that is probably if the market is opening all the way up high and pushing at 3,375, then the balanced price range at this level, I'll be looking for the lower time frame structures to identify the bias and take it forward. So what I mean in the beginning, you have to have a zones in your mind where you can either be with the bulls or either be with the bears. And there is a famous saying, the bulls make money and the bears make money, the pigs get slaughtered. So don't be the pig this week, and make sure that you keep a fresh open bias in the market this particular week, because it's gonna be really, really difficult for someone who is keeping a long bias and holding on to that positions, for someone who is keeping a short bias and holding on to that positions as well. So that's the analysis and that's the plan for this week. Please do join on the WhatsApp community, and there is a group called which I post my entries. Basically, that's not a recommendation. Make sure that that's purely for the educational purpose, because when I was trading, I haven't got any sort of these kind of supports. But with respect to back into 2024, whatever I have learned from early adults or the young minds in the early 60s, share the wisdom as much as you know to the next generation who are coming in. I'm not saying that I know everything about what is happening in the market. When I think like that, that's the moment I'm gonna burst. So keeping in that particular thing, each and every moment is inevitable in the market, and keeping an open bias. So this is the plan for me on approaching 32nd week for the second quarter of 2025 in gold. So what is going to happen with respect to BTC? So BTC, the plan which we have discussed on our community, I have a 60% bias towards upside, 40% bias towards downside. Yes, it has tapped into the 40-day high. That's the thing which I was talking about, the 20-day period and a 40-day and a 60-day period. If the market is not able to sustain, I'll be looking for these levels, 110,593 and 116,883. If the market is not able to sustain the new openings above this level, we could see a sharp sell-off along with the gold. Risk on assets might get shorted off, but at the same time, I'll be looking for a long opportunities as well within BTC, because BTC is something which is gonna tap into the. So yes, with respect to BTC, I'll be expecting a massive sell-off if the risk on assets are dropping off. But at the same time, I have a bullish bias with respect to BTC rather than turning a bearish bias. I'll be looking for the lower time frame structural shifts at 105,429, because in my opinion, I believe that BTC is something which is gonna boost up in the beginning and then followed by all the risk on assets. So let me take you through the cable. What an amazing target which we had. If you just zoom out and think from a GBP USD cable perspective, the entire structure is bearish, right? On a monthly time frame, market is trying to push and have a break of structure upside, but which is not happening. But we can see a structural shift has happened on June 1st, followed by October 1st, and then followed by July. So on a weekly time frame, you can see buyers are coming into the market with respect to taking out this important liquidity and targeting towards upside of 1.42850. But to happen that, it has formed on a structural push. But let me just take you through the couple of recent structure. So this comes within a monthly imbalance high for me, and this comes within a monthly imbalance low. When I take a daily time frame, so why the sell has happened, which we have posted multiple times on our community and the group about the cable short position, because when we had a change in state of delivery, or you can say that massive push towards upside, and that got failed, you can see a great imbalance have been formed with respect to this particular candle. And within that weekly, we have seen a trend which is faking out when the long-term trend is breaking the short-term trend. So on a daily time frame, the long-term trend was bearish, but the short-term trend was bullish. And right after taking this particular zone, or right after balancing the price on this weekly sell side imbalance, I would say we have seen a change in state of delivery, and it formed within a great order block which has rallied all the way to the monthly imbalance zone. We have an equal lows. If the market is if the market is pushing from now towards upside, I'll be looking to play you can't say ping pong, but at the same time you can say that these are the key levels I'll be looking to initiate my position, seeing the lower time frame biases. One is basically 3.14587, another one is basically 1.29372, and followed by this zone which has formed the equal highs. And within this zone, if the structure is getting shifted, and if we are able to identify a 15-minute structural shift inside this zone, then I'll be happy to go long and keep a target up to 1.34569. But at the same time, if I get an opportunity to enter short from this zone, even I'll be looking for shorting opportunity to go with 1.29975 on cable. When we discuss cable, it's obvious to discuss on a monthly preview with respect to DXY, right? As we discussed in the last video on last week, we said that a massive push on DXY is coming through, and that has happened right after this manipulation. But the October monthly candle, the August monthly candle, if you look into it, it is still a high chance for forming as a wick. We can even, this is the candle, right? So this might come back and tap into this level and then push towards upside and close a bullish structure. It could do a candle like this on DXY with respect to having a 2. Yeah. So this is the monthly structure which I'm looking into. On a weekly time frame, if you go back and check, this is the area which I'm looking into. I don't be surprised. Even August is closing with respect to this level, 105.532. But still, if you think from a monthly candle open and low, you can take the opening of the candle as somewhere here, right? Let me put it on a daily so that it will be much more easy for us to check with respect to the open. Now the candle is staying at open, and this is the close. Now it is not a bullish candle. Now this looks like this, isn't it? So what is my expectation? If we see a good opportunity within the weekly POI, which has formed this break of structure through the upside and within this imbalance area, then we could see a sharp rally tapping into the zone and then pushing all the way upside to this particular target. We might even close the DXY something similar to this, and we could see August would close like this. So this is completely a probability, but if this is happening, then I would be highly taking confluences with respect to DXY to initiate new positions. So that's it with respect to the major updates. But the minor update starts with Nasdaq, which we were expecting an imbalance, and a change in state of delivery with respect to, we have seen an order block with respect to change in state of delivery. If we get an opportunity to short on Monday and Tuesday at 23,072, I'd be looking for a short scalping opportunities with respect to 22,390, and I'll be looking for long opportunities with respect to Nasdaq on these zones targeting 25k. With respect to German 30, we were expecting we were expecting a 10% drop, but this particular move has rallied, then readjusted that rally, and with respect to 822 points move which has happened, an absolute sell-off in German 30. With respect to UK 100, not similar as German 30, but a consolidation where we are not able to enter it. I'll be looking for the price action which is happening within this imbalance, 23,016 to 22,700 levels in German 30 for taking a new position. And with respect to USD JPY, we said a long-term trend getting diminishes with respect to the short-term trend. A long-term trend is here completely bearish. Let me come back. With respect to USD JPY, a long-term trend is bearish, which has started from 24th April, I would say, but the short-term trend was bullish. Now, if we go back to weekly time frame, we can see that the long-term trend is getting, diminishing with respect to the short-term trend, right? The long-term trend after hitting this imbalance is the same play around with respect to, cable. So the best part, what I've seen with respect to, if you are a pure imbalances and, a liquidity trader, you have to always make sure that you are not trading with respect to catching a falling knife or shorting a, higher and higher market. You are waiting for your levels. When it is getting retapped in a shorting scenario, when it is getting merged with respect to bulls on a long-term trend, then that's the moment you want to get into the ride and capture the moves. So that also helps you with respect to not trying to catch the bottoms or tops, wherein you are trying to enter into the bias with respect to when it is actually happening. So make sure that you guys are keeping this simple tip with respect to your trading. You will make much more differences. The last but not least few things which we want to look into, our favorite Bank Nifty. Look at the move, and as we discussed this particular week, which started on previous week, I would say the long-term trend was bullish and fading with respect to the long-term trend. We would have gotten a great opportunity, but within this sharp sell-off, if happens on gold, Bank Nifty might open a gap up all the way to this particular zone, giving us one more opportunity to end a short again at 53,373 or even all-time high. I'm not looking to short right after when I said it is going to hit those levels, but there is a bearish trend which is forming with respect to Bank Nifty. We will deep down into a particular analysis on Bank Nifty as well in the coming days. So stay tuned and do let me know your valuable thoughts on it. GBP INR, I was looking for 120, but 117 when I got some good opportunity to send money to India, which we did. At the same time, if you are looking to manage, send at high levels, then do your analysis with respect to this particular asset, because I'm keeping it open bias. And that's it for this week. Make sure you guys are following the complete analysis on the YouTube with respect to the screen recording as well, and watch and do let me know what you think about this analysis, and let me know your valuable comments so that I can improve much better than what I do today, I guess. So thank you so much. Wish you nothing less than success ahead in the markets.